Sometimes we like to throw a question out there to our viewers. So we asked, where do you get your design inspiration? We got lots of responses. Susan told us she's inspired by her family. Gabriella says everything from a paint chip to art. And Rose gets her inspiration from Mr. Brian Gleckstein. He's her design idol. So, okay, Shai, I'm going to throw this out to you.
Yeah.
What inspires you and your design aesthetic?
Okay, so here's the thing. You guys are now about to take a trip into the crazy mind of a designer and understand how it is that we look at things, because, you know, all those answers were great, but they're very literal.
Yeah.
So I want to look at design and inspiration more of in a figurative way.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm not going to look at what inspires me. However, I am going to take your 3 favorite things.
Okay.
Chocolate, wine, and fashion.
Okay.
Okay?
You know
Okay.
me, baby.
I know you. I know you. All right, let's start off with the chocolate. So Tracy, what I'm going to ask you to do is just take that piece of, I know this is going to be really hard for you.
Don't mind if I do.
Take that one
Yeah.
and take a bite into it and just watch the movement of the caramel. Do it like a model, you know, like there. Oh, yes, yes. Do it. Oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. That was good, right? All right, that was good. You know,
That's so good.
it's times like this that I say we have a really hard job. But anyways, okay, so look at we're going to deconstruct that piece of chocolate.
Okay.
So it's not only the color, it's not only the feel, but it's the deconstructed piece of chocolate. Design this entire space. Look at the caramel, the flow of the caramel.
Yeah, the fact that it stretches.
It stretches and it's beautiful and it almost drapes. So
Okay.
I chose this beautiful sofa with this really great linen slip cover. And the draping on it really mimics kind of that flow of caramel that you see in the chocolate.
Right.
Okay?
So it's not literal. You're being more, you know,
exactly
figurative about it, right?
It's very figurative. So if you look at your pieces and really kind of deconstruct again, go back to deconstruct that piece and kind of see the layers in it. Speaking of layers, the artwork that I chose.
Right.
So this is layers upon layers of what I could see, and here we go again, I'm crazy. We look at the caramel with maybe nougat and some chocolate in it. And these are all things that if you kind of figuratively look at it, it's going to tell a story.
And for you, if you're basing your room on your personality, this is what you need to do, because you want to go into a space that feels like this is me.
Well, that's exactly it. And you know, I mean, we could do the really kind of like literal translation, which is the color on, as the backdrop, which is fantastic, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you can be a lot more creative if you kind of break it down a little bit.
That's right. And you don't have to stick Kit Kat bars on the wall.
You don't have to stick Kit Kat bars on the wall.
Literal.
I mean, they wouldn't last long in my house anyway. So, you know, but even look at the lamps. So the alabaster lamps. Now, when I saw these, I thought of like a nougat-filled piece of chocolate, right?
Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay.
Crazy. So yes, so a nougat-filled piece of chocolate, and I mean, again, the base color is kind of that chocolate brown, so it gives that literal translation, so it kind of makes it a little bit easier to understand.
Well, I love my chocolate room. It's great, Shai.
I love it.
Let's move on to my wine room, shall we?
We had our chocolate. Let's have a little drink now, shall we?
Let's check this out.
Yeah. So
I love the color. It's beautiful. It's warm.
So that's just it. So here we're having a little bit more of the literal translation into it. So the color that I chose is just beautiful. And by the way, all these pieces here are from LT. So thank you to LT for all these pieces. We started off with the beautiful wine color in the rug and also the throw, which is nice and fantastic, but it's more of that literal translation.
Right.
And then I absolutely love this armchair. So this is
gorgeous.
a deconstructed armchair again. And I think about taking a grape, crushing it down, and what is it? When you deconstruct and you crush it down, it's that base, it's that inside part that you see that you wouldn't necessarily see in a full grape.
Right.
So this is a really nice, and this really offsets the color of the wine and the rug and the throw. Now the nice thing about this rug is, because there is a pattern in it, when you spill your red wine, you're never gonna see it.
It's all
perfect.
good.
You're never gonna see it.
Okay, let's move. Oh, and the plants.
And let's just quickly talk about the greenery.
It's gorgeous.
So I mean, you know, grapes grow on vines. This is not necessarily a grape leaf, but it does have that green color. So it tells that story about where the wine came from, wine production. All goes back again to how we look at
What
things.
an artist you are!
Oh,
like
my
getting
goodness.
into
Artist
your
crazy.
head.
It's, you know, whatever.
Okay, so now fashion.
Fashion.
I actually think one of us needs to leave. She stole my look.
The funny thing was I had no idea what she was going to wear today, and yet that outfit does what you're going to wear. It's the same pants.
Pretty much.
So yeah, so you know, this was a lot of fun. I got to actually go to a couple of the stores in the malls and put together this model over here, which was inspired by what you wear, and really translate it. Now, fashion, for those people at home who might be a little bit worried about doing it really deconstructed the way that I did it, if you're more normal than me and you can't kind of deconstruct it like that, fashion is a great literal translation, because
Right.
Fashion dictates what we see in interior design, always. We always say that. So you can literally translate the fabrics and the finishes that you see in fashion right into your home.
Right.
Okay? So,
absolutely. So we know that this is all in. We know the faux fur is in. So you're going to have a beautiful faux fur throw, you know, on your chair. We know that mixed metals are in, and these warm metals. You can have that in your decor, right?
Absolutely. And then you have a little bit of edge, right? Because you like to dress a little bit edgy, and I love that about you. So, you know, this really big, edgy piece of artwork or sculpture behind is fantastic.
It looks like it'll kill you.
It looks like it'll kill you. And then this side table here reminded me of hoop earrings. So, you know, you put
that is so true.
Right? So it's a little bit, again, a little bit more of a little bit, and then we can be really literal with the fashion books, and that kind of just grounds the space for us.
You did good. You did a good Tracy Moore there. Oh, I like that.